Good morning students, welcome in HCP practical. Today I will start the remaining part of experiment number 23. An experiment is to sterilize syringes, needles and glasswares. In that sterilization and methods of sterilization we have studied in previous practical, so I will not repeating the theory part again. Okay, then general concept structure. These are the clean all syringe, needles and glasswares, then rinse with water, then air dry properly, then wrap with paper, then load, and after the loading step sterilize, and then cool and unload from the oven. Okay, now in that sterilization of glass syringe, in that by dry heat sterilization and by moist heat sterilization, this part we have seen in previous practical. Now see the second, that is sterilization of metal needles. First is by dry heat sterilization and second is by moist heat sterilization. First, dry heat sterilization method. In that first step is the wash the needles with tap water immediately after is used by the protecting its tip during washing. Then insert a stylet or needle wire through the hub to prevent any blocking or obstruction in the needles. Then keep the needles in hot alkaline detergent for 30 minutes or remove blood clot cells. Protein particles which adhere to the needles. Then wash the needles from the inside and outside. Then flush the cannula with the help of syringe for high pressure washing and clean the hub with the help of cotton applicator. Then finally flush with freshly prepared distilled water. Then inspect the tips of needles under the magnifying lens for its cleanliness and sharpness. Then resharpen the tip of needles with motorized fine stone or Arkansas stone if necessary. Then air dry all the needles or dry in hot air oven at 65 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. Then place the needles in special glass container in suspended portion. Then load the containers in hot air oven by maintaining sufficient space for easy hot air circulation inside the hot air oven. Then carry out the sterilization in hot air oven with usual precautions under the following condition: holding temperature and holding time. Holding temperature is the 170 degrees Celsius and holding time is 1 hour. Then switch off the oven, allow it cool and open the hot air oven and unload the sterilized metal needles. Okay, these are the by dry heat sterilization method. Then next is by moist heat sterilization method. In that first wash the needles with tap water immediately after by protecting its tip during washing. Then insert a stylet or needle wire through a hub to prevent any blocking or obstruction in the needles. Then keep the needles in hot alkaline detergent for 30 minutes to remove blood clot cells, protein particles which adhere to the needles. Then wash the needles from inside and outside. Then flush the cannula with the help of syringe for high pressure washing and clean the hub with the help of cotton applicator. Then finally flush with freshly prepared distilled water and insect the endo sorry and observe the tip of needles under the magnifying lens for its cleanness and sharpness. Then next step is resharpen the tip of needle with the motorized fine stone of Arkansas stone if necessary. Then place the moist needles in suspended position in the glass container. Then arrange the glass container side by side in SS sterilizing bin. Then keep the steam inlet the SS sterilizing bin open during the sterilization cycle. Then place the SS sterilizing bin in the autoclave. Then carry out the sterilization in an autoclave. Then with usual precautions under the following condition: holding pressure, holding temperature, holding time. First is holding pressure is 15 IBS per inch 2. Then Holding temperature is 121 degrees Celsius and holding time is 20 minutes. Then switch off the autoclave, allow it to cool. Then open the lid of the autoclave and remove the sterilized material. Then close steam inlet of the SS sterilizing bin immediately. Then remove the sterilized material from the SS sterilizing bin when required. Then next is glasswares. First is by dry heat sterilization method and second is by moist heat sterilization method. Now see, the first is by dry heat sterilization method. In that, first step is wash the all glasswares with tap water, then flush all the glasswares inside and outside with the mild detergent solution. Then in case of oily liquids, use chromic acid solution for flushing. Then flush inside the outside with purified water. Then finally flush with freshly prepared distilled water at least 3 to 4 times. Then air dry all the glasswares or dry at 65 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes in hot air oven. Then wrap all the glasswares with brown paper. Then cover open ends of glasswares with the cotton plug. Then load the wrapped glasswares in the oven by maintaining the sufficient space for easy hot air circulation inside the oven. Load the wrapped glasswares in the oven by maintaining sufficient space for easy hot air circulation inside the oven. Then carry out the sterilization in hot air oven with usual precautions under the following conditions. First is holding temperature and holding time. Holding temperature is the 170 degrees Celsius and holding time is the 1 hour. Then switch off the hot air oven, allow it to cool. Then open the hot air oven and remove the sterilized glasswares. Then second is by moist heat sterilization method. In that, first is wash all the glasswares with tap water. Then flush all the glasswares inside and outside with the mild detergent solution. Then in case of oily liquids, use the chromic acid solution for flushing. Then flush inside and outside with purified water. Then finally flush with freshly prepared distilled water at least 3 to 4 times. Then air dry all the glasswares of dry at 65 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes in hot air oven. Then wrap the all glasswares with special muslin cloth. Cover open ends of glasswares with the cotton plug. Then load the wrapped glasswares in the autoclave by maintaining sufficient space for easy steam circulation inside and autoclave. Then carry out the sterilization in an autoclave with the usual precautions under the following condition: holding temperature, holding pressure, holding time. Holding temperature is the 120 degrees Celsius, then holding pressure is 15 IBS per inch square, then holding time is 20 minutes. Then switch off an autoclave, allow it to cool, open the autoclave and remove the sterilized glasswares. Okay. These are the procedure of this practical. In sterilization of glass syringe, holding temperature 170 degrees Celsius. Then in moist sterilization, holding temperature is 120 degrees Celsius. Okay. And in sterilization of metal needles, in that holding temperature is 170 degrees Celsius and holding temperature on by moist heat sterilization metals, in that 21 degrees Celsius. Okay. In by dry heat sterilization method, holding temperature is same for glassware, then needles and for glass syringe. Okay. And holding temperature in by moist heat sterilization is same for 3 requirement. Okay. Then last is the result. The syringe, needles and glasswares were sterilized or submitted, and here are write down your result. Okay. And last is these are the questions related to this experiment, and after watching this video you all students are able to answer this question. Okay. Now I will stop here. Thank you. In next practical we have I will give the experiment number 24, that is to sterilize rubber gloves and rubber tubing. Okay. Now I will stop here. Thank you.